Hello, I'm former Congressman Joe DioGuardi, the president of the Albanian American Civic League, and I'm here standing in Tirana, the capital of Albania. This is my 7th trip here, and let me now thank the members of the Albanian American Civic League and the board members of the league for making these many trips possible, certainly this trip today. I'm here with a delegation representing 3 congressional committees: the Armed Services Committee of the United States Congress, the House of Representatives, the Committee on Unconventional Warfare and Terrorism, and the Foreign Affairs Committee. We've come here on a fact-finding mission. We're going to be meeting with the President of Albania, Dr. Sali Berisha. We're going to be meeting with the President of the Parliament of Albania, Pieter Abnori. We're going to meet with the people representing the Defense Ministry and the military advisor to the President, Colonel Adem Tripani. It is important that we get the information we need to convince the United States Congress to help Dr. Berisha, because he's asked us to do this, to make a good case so that Albania becomes a full member of NATO as soon as possible, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's important for Albania to be able to be secure, militarily secure in this part of the world because of the problems that we see in Bosnia, and because of its economic problems, it needs help. As a full member of NATO, there will be many advantages not only to Albania, but for the geopolitical peace and stability of this region in the Balkans. We're also going tomorrow to Macedonia. We'll be meeting with leaders of the government, with President Gligorov, because we want to make the case that the 1 million Albanians in Macedonia deserve full national rights and equal recognition with all the other members of that multi-ethnic state. And specifically, we're going to talk about the census that must be conducted right away. We'll also be seeing a rally that we'll have here in Skanderbeg Square. There are many things that you're going to see that I think you'll be happy with. Please continue to support my efforts and the Albanian American Civic League. Thomas Jefferson said that information is the currency of democracy, so this is in the highest tradition of America. Please help us continue to get the information to Congress and the rest of the world about the Albanian nation of 7 million people, a divided nation here in the Balkans that needs to be better understood and needs the help of the United States of America. Thank you. We just had a wonderful meeting with President Sali Berisha and the representatives of 3 important congressional offices in New York. Ron Phillips representing Congressman Duncan Hunter and the House Republican Task Force. We had also Vaughn Forrest representing Congressman McCollum. He's on the committee, the chairman of the Committee on Unconventional Warfare and Terrorism. And we also had Paul Behrens representing Dana Rohrabacher, co-chairman of Project Freedom. This congressional delegation came here as a fact-finding mission to know more about Albania, especially the security situation here vis-a-vis what's going on in the Balkans, to report back to Congress, both Democrats and Republicans. I've asked President Berisha to summarize in his own words some of the key points made at that rather long meeting that lasted well over a half hour. Again, Dr. Berisha, thank you for making the time on such short notice to be with us.
First, I'd like to thank you for the interest, and I'm very encouraged by the greater interest that United States are showing to the settlement of the crisis in the region and to assist Albania in this very difficult situation. To my opinion, the situation remains still very dangerous, because if the United States and NATO will stop the conflict in Bosnia, dictators and criminals which are terrorizing this peninsula has no reason to stop on their ambition plans in creating greater Serbia, and I think that a Balkan war will be very probable if they will shift the conflict to the very south. In this respect, I do consider crucial, vital, a stronger attitude adopted by the United States. Because even during these 2 or 3 months, whenever the United States adopted a stronger attitude, the situation have had some change. Let's take only the last example of decision of airstrike by NATO, and this gave the relief to the besiege of Sarajevo. But another very important issue that should be considered is the full membership of Albania in NATO. Albania is working hard with all international community to prevent the conflict here. But I think applying for Albania, approving Albania as a full member, that means increasing the stability in this destabilized region. And bilateral cooperation with the United States in this respect will be also very important, because despite huge difficulties, for us the first priority is to prevent the conflict and to save peace and security in the region.
Thank you. We also spoke about the issue of the Albanians in Macedonia, and we noted to the congressional delegation that Albania was one of the first to recognize the independence of Macedonia, as long as they would recognize the full national rights of the Albanians there. And you know, and with your help and cooperation, we're going to Macedonia very shortly, because we want to be sure that the government there knows the importance of the census that has to be taken to establish exactly how many Albanians are in this multi-ethnic state. It is not a Slavic state, as you know.
I think that one of the most important problems that Macedonia should be solved is the censing the population. This census will give full transparency on the ethnical situation in this republic.
You've said it many times that the best hope for the Albanian nation of 7 million, a divided nation, is an economically stable Albania. And I know as president of Albania, your first concern is to create stability here so that you put your people to work, you create investment opportunities, jobs. This, I guess, has to be pressing on your mind all the time, and I know that you're anxiously working on a conference in November to attract investors, not only Albanian diaspora, but others here, to introduce them to the opportunities, the many good opportunities to make investments and to create jobs and make profits in Albania. I think we would end this with this last question, because I would want the people in the United States to hear from you personally why you think Albania is a good investment and why this is so important to you as a democratic president of this great democratic republic.
I think Albania represents also enormous facilities and possibilities for foreign investment. Albania has so many natural resources, skillful labor forces, relatively well educated, young one, very advantageous as a market, and we have now a very liberal legislation which favorizes not only the repatriation of capitals but also the repatriation of profits, and Albania is doing great efforts to share the same principles as the United States and other democratic countries in their countries. And that means all these factors represent facilities and possibilities of Albania for foreign investment.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. As I said before, from Fanoli Moski Friki Seke Vlazëm,
thank you.
Edhe Shok Namari.
Thank you very much.